Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be discussing why some women tend to attract low value men and how you can break free from this kind of pattern or this kind of men. Ladies, it is not uncommon for women to attract men who do not treat them right the way you deserve to be treated. But what is important is this does not reflect on your worth or your value as a person. However, I would say that it's very important for you to recognize this pattern and work towards attracting the right kind of people into your life. When we say low value men, for those of you who may not know, some of the characteristics may include lack of ambition or direction in life. They just lack it. They always have all this false hope or things they want to do, they never get around to do it. They lack financial stability. They hate responsibility. They want women to get pregnant for them, but they hate the responsibility of taking care of the woman and the baby. And they have poor emotional intelligence. They are selfish. They have entitled attitude. They lack respect for women. They are the kind of men who want to beat women, and they have the tendency to lie, to cheat, to manipulate. They have the inability to be responsible for any of their actions. It's always the fault of the woman. And some of them as well, they have this attitude, or they abuse substance, or they have addiction issues. And some of them, they have the inability to maintain healthy relationship. Now, ladies, let's dive in to explain or to explore why this might be happening to some ladies. Number one. So, darling, if you are a magnet for low value men, one of the reasons could be that you have low self esteem. Now, one of the reasons that you are attracting this low value man is because that you do not see yourself or value yourself. And when you do not value yourself, you tend to attract people who will not value either. Because I've said this and I've said it before and I'll say it again. You actually teach people how to treat you. So when you think that you are not important, others will think that you are not important as well. So it's important to build and work on your self-esteem and your self-worth as a human being, as a woman, so you can attract people who will treat you with respect, who will respect your boundaries, who will respect your space. Now, I just did a video on self-honor. The video is all about how you can develop that habit of self-love and some of the things that you can do daily and consistently to develop that self-love for yourself. Unresolved trauma. If you have experienced trauma in the past, such as abuse or neglect, it could be when you were growing up or when you were an adult or whenever in your life, that as well could have affect the way you view relationship and love. Because when you do not know what love is, you will go into a relationship and think anything is love. And I have seen women whose love language is men beating them physically. Like if a man does not beat them, like they will think the man does not love them, because basically they love that after sex. So after the fight, you will have sex with them. That is an indication that you need therapy, because this can cause you to attract partners who will perpetrate the same patterns of abuse and neglect. You will go from one relationship to another and it will be the same story. And you will complain and go to another one and you will complain and you will be like, oh no, there are no good men around, they are all wicked men. No, you are the one teaching men how to treat you like shit. So that is why it is so important to seek therapy or support so that you can work through your trauma and develop healthy relationships. Take courses if you have to, buy books. You understand? Just work on yourself so you don't spend the rest of your life with people or with somebody that will not treat you right. Because, darling, you deserve to be treated right. Now, this point is so common among women, and that is being afraid of being alone. Because when people are afraid of being alone, or you are afraid of being alone, it can cause you to settle for less in a relationship than you deserve. And you may stay in a relationship that is not fulfilling. that is unhealthy, because you just don't want to be alone, because you want to have somebody to say, oh, I have a man, oh, I don't want to die alone. It's important to address this fear and work on yourself and develop that sense of independence and self-reliance and self-love. Because if you really love yourself and you learn this daily habits consistently of how to enjoy being by yourself, and your view of life changes, you will not settle for less. You will not settle for somebody that doesn't treat you right. You will not settle for somebody that doesn't give a heck about you. You will not settle for somebody that beats you up physically. You will not settle for someone that doesn't respect you when you love yourself. So, my darling, this could be one of the reasons why you attract low value men. Which leads me to my next point. You are not being honest with yourself. And I've seen this a lot, where women stay in relationship where there is so many red flags, there's so many warning signs in this relationship that says this person is not right for you, but they stay in the relationship for whatever reason. They think that they can change the man. Well, if you love yourself, why would you be with somebody that you know that he has kids with so many people? You know that you don't want to be with a man that have children with so many women. You can see that he's chatting with other women, he's hanging out with other women. You can see that he has anger issue. You can see that he doesn't have an honest job. You can see that he doesn't even have a job. You can see that all he does is borrow money from you. There are so many red flags that you have seen, but you decide to stay in that relationship because you are not being honest with yourself. You want to have a man by all means. It's important to be honest with yourself about what you want and what you deserve. Even before you go into any relationship, you have to write down, what do I want in a man? What do I want in a relationship? And as like I said, these things boil down to you loving yourself, and you have to spend time, do the work on yourself, and that would help you. It will just show when you go on a date, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. A low value man cannot stay with you. They will, because even you will see through them that this guy is a low value man. That is the truth. So, my darling, it is time for you to be honest with yourself in this 2023, so you can stop attracting low value men. Now, let's talk about how you can stop attracting this low value men. Work on your self-worth. Darling, you have to truly believe that you are worthy of love, respect, kindness, empathy. You have to know these things for yourself. Nobody can tell you. You have to sit down and do the work. You have to practice self-care. You have to practice self-love. I know you'll be like, girl, you've been saying this all the time, because it does work. Because when you sit down and do this work, you do your journaling, you speak positive affirmations into your life. And if you have been having these patterns of dating the same losers all the time, take a break. Girl, take a break from the dating scene and focus on you. Focus on your own self and work on you. Because nobody can make you see yourself as who you truly are, that you are a woman that deserves to be loved by somebody, unless you see it for yourself. And I have seen women who get carried away with the bare minimum. Oh, he calls me every morning. Oh, he sends me text. Oh, you won't believe it, he bought me chocolate. Oh, he said I'm so beautiful. Women who get carried away with little things, the bare minimum of things, they are women who do not know their self-worth. Because when you have standards, which will take me to my next point, girl, you know what to expect from a man. You are not carried away by small talk, because you know who you are, that you are the prize. Women who allow men, or who allow themselves to be carried away with small talk for men, are women who see men as the prize. Now, number two way that you can stop attracting low value men is to be clear about your standard. Do you even have a standard? You need to ask yourself, what is that standard? Don't compromise your values, your principles just to keep a man interested. If you don't like a man that doesn't go to church, don't be with one just because you want to be with a man. If you don't like a man that goes to club every weekend, don't be with one just because you want a man. If you don't want a man that has kids or you don't want a man that has babies with other women, then don't. Don't compromise yourself for anyone, especially a man. Because people will respect you when you have values and you have your own principle as a person. Be honest about what you want from the beginning, from the get-go, and what you need in that relationship. And if it doesn't provide those things for you, you leave him. You end the relationship. Listen to your intuition, girl. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Because we women, this is something that God has given unto us. You just know. You can't pick your... you've heard people say, oh, I just know that something was wrong, but I just couldn't place my finger on it. Girl, if you think that something is not right, walk away. Trust your instinct. Don't settle for less than you deserve. You are a queen. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let any man tell you otherwise. Don't let any man talk you down that you are too slim, you are too fat, you are too short, you are too tall, your shoulders are too broad, you are too dark, you are too light. Girl, if he doesn't like you the way you are and he keeps putting you down, that is a red flag that you need to walk away. Now, it's important to remember that attracting low value man is not a reflection of your worth as a person. I have said this. We all have patterns and experiences that influences our relationship, but we can work to change these patterns. You can do it, and to attract the kind of people that you want or the kind of partner that you want to be with for the rest of your life. Setting boundaries and valuing yourself, you will attract the people that will treat you right. And you can teach people how to treat you right and give you the respect that you deserve as the queen that you are. Anyway, my darlings, this is the end of this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it. And I will see you on my next one. Adios.